This is Allie with the Perception Traders, author of The Perception Diet, and today I have another fun little paradox video for you. Alright, so I want to talk today about weight loss, and this is not something I talk about on my channel all that often. And so if you are someone who's struggling with an eating disorder, or you're recovering from an eating disorder, and you know, or just at all, if you know that for you, listening to weight loss stuff is triggering, or it bothers you, skip this video, okay? I really want you to honor yourself. I really want you to find what you need, and there's lots of other videos on this channel that are supportive of that. So please, honor yourself, know your limits, know what feels good and what does not feel good for you, and only ever listen to these videos if they feel good for you. And even if you start listening and you start to feel yourself get triggered, turn it off, okay? So I'm sending you love. I think that you're beautiful and you're perfect, and I am here for you, and thank you for being, and skip this video if it's going to be triggering. Okay, so let's talk about weight loss. And I'm really excited actually to talk about this, because I feel like this is one of those kind of like weird things that no one ever talks about, because obviously it's counterintuitive to the way that our Western society works, and it's something that is so simple and so easy of a switch to make, that you're gonna, I just know that like once you really get a hold of this and you really get a grasp of this, you're gonna like get it, and you're gonna be like, man, like why didn't I do this sooner? Okay, so in our world of, 2/3 of the people in America being overweight, and just obesity being the kind of epidemic that it is right now, there is a lot of stuff out there that is offering to help you lose weight, right? There are a million diets, there are a million cleanses, there are a million detoxes, there are a million supplements, there are a million doctors, there are a million treatments. There's like all of this shit that exists out there to help you lose weight and keep it off, right? To help you battle the bulge, to help you fight your body. And we have all been conditioned to believe that if we're overweight, or if we want to lose weight, or if we're unhappy with our body on some level, what we need to do is focus on it, right? We need to find a diet that's going to help us lose weight. We need to find an exercise regimen that's going to help us lose weight. We need to focus on our macronutrients. We need to focus on our calories. We need to focus on all of this stuff so that we can lose weight, okay? And the kind of tricky part about this is that for a short period of time, doing pretty much any diet, doing pretty much any, extreme, or even not that extreme, like weight loss, anything, is going to work for a period of time, okay? Because it's kind of, the diet industry doesn't have too many tricks. It's pretty simple biology. It's cutting calories, it's reducing a macronutrient group, or it's a combination of both. And essentially it's the same old thing. It's like the fewer calories that you eat, the more energy you burn, you're going to lose weight. And like I say, there's definitely variations on this theme, and there's many other justifications out there for how maybe different diets work. Like even like, for instance, like using the vegan diet or a whole foods diet, or just like, not eating processed foods, not eating toxic foods. Maybe you're not consuming fewer calories, but you're still cutting out foods that you used to eat. And so all of these things, blah, 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 they will work for a period of time, okay? So pretty much any diet will work for a period of time. But if your focus is weight loss, if your focus is getting the dream body, if your focus is even getting to your ideal weight, or your perfect weight, or your healthy weight, but you're still focusing on the external, how you look, what your weight is, you will never succeed, okay? You will never succeed long term. And there are a couple of reasons for this, but the most important reason is this. Because the diet industry is the way that it is, okay? Because it is designed to try and help you lose weight, right? And that is the point. it's always slightly off kilter to health. Okay? And the reason that focusing on weight loss is never going to work is because, like I say, unless there's kind of like there are a few kind of fluky programs out there that tend to kind of hit on it. But like I say, because our Western world is so kind of messed up in how we view the body and how we understand the body and what we think of as healthy and what we think of as nourishing for the body and what we think is going to help us lose weight is, generally speaking, totally out of alignment with the health of the human body. Okay? We've gone so far outside of it that, like I say, there are things we can do to lose weight, and almost all of them will work in the short term, right? But they lack a complete understanding of how the body works and how the body functions. And they lack this one key understanding, which is this. When the body is in a state of health, the body is at a healthy weight. Okay? It can be no other way. There's no such thing as being in a state of health and not having a healthy body weight. That doesn't exist, okay? And there's definitely, progressions like healing where maybe your body hasn't quite caught up yet and you're on a journey. But overall, when you treat your body in a way that is in alignment with its health, you will end up inevitably at a healthy weight. It can be no other way, okay? So this is the paradox of focusing on weight loss. When you focus on weight loss, you're always going to choose the quick fix. You're always going to choose the short way around. You're always going to choose the thing that's going to give you that 5, 10, 15 pound water weight loss that's going to happen. You're always going to choose the juice cleanse. You're always going to choose the low fat, low carb, low whatever foods. You're always going to choose the thing that's going to work the fastest. Okay? And so the reason this is a problem is because biology is always going to strive towards health. It's always going to strive towards balance. It's always going to strive towards the highest fulfillment of your health. Okay? So if you're doing these things that are for weight loss but are not for health, your body is always going to rebel. It's always going to rebel because its number one goal, its number one job is to be healthy. Its number one job is to help you survive and thrive. And that's what it's wired to do. Okay? So if you're doing things to lose weight, and that is the express reason why you're doing it, okay, it's going to be out of alignment with health. Because unless you kind of hit on some of these fluke things that happen to kind of figure it out and realize that health and healthy body weight are one and the same thing. So if you just do these things for health, you will inevitably end up with a healthy body weight, which is just not the diet industry at large. This is why this happens, okay? And the other thing is this, that true health from a state of ill health takes time to get to, okay? So when you're in weight loss mode, like I said, you're always going to choose the quick fix. You're always going to choose the thing that's going to work the fastest, the thing that's going to give you the results that you can see tomorrow. And by doing that, you're almost always by default choosing the thing that's not in alignment with your health, okay? Or you're choosing something that maybe is in alignment with your health, but is not in alignment with something that you can sustain and maintain right now, okay? And so what that always is going to result in is that you're going to lose the weight and then you're going to go back to your old habits and regain it, right? You didn't make a permanent change, you couldn't make a permanent change, or the thing that you did was so extreme and so out of alignment with your health that it was even worse for you than what you were doing before that was keeping you overweight, and so you go back to that overweight thing. You see what I'm saying? So like your body is going to prefer that you eat copious amounts of chocolate cake and at least get energy and some nutrients over starving yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's going to prefer that you eat cake and chips and pop and candy and at least have some nutrient intake versus like going on a high protein diet where you don't enjoy any of your food and you just eat like chicken breast and broccoli and maybe it's slightly more nutrient dense, but still like your body isn't going to prefer that. This other thing was actually closer to health than this. You see what I'm saying? So When you make your goal health, when you make your goal feeling good inside your body, when you make your goal, what can I do today, right here, right now, that is the healthiest choice that I can make in this moment for my health, okay? For my health, healthiest choice I can make in this moment. So that might not be, I'm going on a like pure raw vegetarian diet where blah, 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 I drink green juice and da, da, da. That might be okay. I'm not gonna cut out anything that I'm eating, but I'm gonna add in a salad because I know that my body needs the nutrients in this salad. I'm gonna add a smoothie to my breakfast because I know that my body is craving the nutrients in those fruits, right? I'm going to just swap out the processed white flour bread for sprouted grain bread. And I'm just gonna do that because nutrients, because it's nourishing my body. It's something that's in alignment with my health. And if you make health your goal, you make feeling good your goal, number one thing is you're gonna realize you're gonna have to take responsibility. No one's gonna be able to tell you exactly what to do and exactly what you need to be doing and like when you should do it and what's applicable for you. Only you can figure that out, okay? So you start to say, okay, I'm gonna just add in a smoothie in the morning because that makes me feel good, right? Where trying to go on a complete raw foods diet, even if you think that that's healthy, doesn't make you feel good right now, you don't do that. You see what I'm saying? You take it step by step by step and you start to tune into your body. What feels good inside my body? What feels good inside my body? What makes me feel closer to health? What makes me feel closer to energy? What makes me feel closer to vibrancy, right? You make health your goal. You make tuning in and paying attention to how your body feels your goal. Over time, you're gonna make shifts, you're gonna make changes, you're gonna make shifts, you're gonna make changes, and over time you're gonna heal, and over time, as you heal all the imbalances that are happening, your weight is going to find a healthy place, okay? So the disappointing part in this is that it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be an overnight thing, right? You're not gonna lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. That's just not how it works when you're really focusing on health. It's gonna be slow, okay? And you're gonna have to give your body time to heal anything that's going on the inside that is, a factor in the fact that you're overweight, right? Because being overweight is not an isolated, insulated issue, okay? When you're carrying extra weight, your body's doing that for a reason, right? It's a protective mechanism. There are just like literally many, 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 many things that could be going on with you on a much deeper level that causes your body to store excess weight. It's not just because you ate too many calories. There are many, many things that have gone on. And so what I'm saying is this, right? To come from a place of overweight to a place of a healthy body weight is going to require, like a healthy body weight that you can sustain and maintain that is actually healthy, that is not an extreme diet that you did that you know you can't sustain and maintain, is healing. Right? Healing is going to have to occur. And so what I'm saying is, most of the time, it's not a huge jump from where you are to like this like super pure whatever ideal diet or body or like diet or lifestyle that you think is going to make you thin, right? Even the thing that you think might make you healthy, that might not actually feel good for you right now. And that is the key. You take it in the steps that work for you, one step at a time. What's the thing I can do today that aligns me closer to health? That aligns closer with my vision of health? And tune in with your body, right? When I only eat pizza, I don't feel very good, right? When I only eat low calorie, low carb diet foods, I don't feel very good, right? It's not satisfying, it's not pleasurable, and it doesn't feel nourishing, right? So what feels nourishing? What feels closer to health? So I kind of want to end this with just a personal anecdote that like I struggled with my weight for a long time, like both way too thin and way too well, not way too big, but like too big, right? I was chubby, I was overweight, I was not healthy for a long time. And so long as I was focusing on weight loss, so long as I was focusing on trying to get this ideal body, so long as I was focusing on what can I do to look how I want to look, health evaded me and the body evaded me. And maybe I'd get it for like a couple of weeks after working really, really hard, but generally even the things that I did to try and get it that should work didn't. Because the thing was, my biology always won out. My biology always, always, always won. So what I did, and what everyone has to do, is I aligned myself back with my biology. I stopped fighting my body. I stopped fighting what it wanted. I started to just tune in what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what feels good right now, even though it might not be this ideal that I have in my head of what I should be, right? What actually feels good right now. So there were like periods of time where I was eating like really, really pure and clean, like a fruitarian diet, and I tuned in with my body and asked my body what it wanted, and it wasn't those things. It was like miso and seaweed and all these things that I thought were bad for me, and I started eating them, and lo and behold, I started healing. So this was the thing. I tuned into the wisdom of my body, and I started to just trust it. And I trusted what I did, and then I paid attention to how I felt when I did it. And I made health my goal, okay? I let go of trying to get to the body that I wanted, and I understood that it might not ever happen. I might not ever get the body that I want, but I wanted to be healthy. And I made that my number one priority. Because at the end of the day, feeling good in a slightly heavier body beats the hell out of feeling shit in a skinny body. Okay? And I want you to understand that. Even if you get this awesome fit body, but if you do it in an unhealthy way, it doesn't feel good anyways. You don't have energy. You'll feel like a space cadet, or you'll be like so freaking scared of like going off your path or going off your plan or whatever, because like you got to maintain it now, and it's like gonna go away, and you know that it is, right? Like that is not worth it. Okay? And so I want you to just consider that. Make health your goal, and then get in it for the long term. Okay? Maybe it'll take you a couple of years to get to where you want to be, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. Because if you keep taking the short way out, all you're doing is keeping yourself stuck. Okay? You actually just stay stuck where you are. And so you're not really making progress, and you stay stuck in a cycle. Right? My grandma was talking about diets into her 70s. So it doesn't just go away. And the thing is that you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to be on a diet for the rest of your life. You don't have to be struggling with your weight for the rest of your life. You don't. If you just start focusing on health, if you just start focusing on what feels good and what you can do right here, right now, at this moment to feel a little bit better. That's all you have to do. And you just do that one day at a time, one day at a time. What feels good? What feels good? What feels good? What does my body need? What is nourishing, right? And eventually, by law, you are not an anomaly, I promise. By law, you will end up at your healthy weight. And this goes for if you're underweight too, right? Focus on what feels good. Focus on what feels nourishing. Even if you're like healing from an eating disorder, right? Don't make it about your weight. Make it about your health. Make it about your strength. Make it about your vitality. And so that was the same for me. I was like overweight with anorexic brain. And when I was kind of like really starting to figure this out, right? So it was all about feeling good for the first time in my life. And it like broke me free from all this crazy diet dogma and all this shit that I had been doing that wasn't working, that was like burning out my adrenal glands and burning out my thyroid and making my hormones crazy and making me swollen and making me all of these things. It was crazy, right? And I didn't have to figure it out. I just did one thing a day, like every day, closer to healing, closer to health, closer to health. So focus on health. Let go of focusing on the weight. Focus on health. What can you do today that feels nourishing, feels healthy? And keep doing that over and over and over again. Tune in with your body, take responsibility, and you'll get there. Okay? So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Find me on Facebook, Perception Trainers, Instagram, Ali_Perception Trainers. Share, comment, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.